guys, I made fabric bins for my shelf and here's what I did. First I measured my shelf. This was the 11-inch 6-cube organizer shelf by Room Essentials from Target. This was my first time using fabric interfacing and I used this one, Pellon Firm Iron-On Backing. For my outside fabric, I used these curtains. I cut 5 pieces of interfacing at 11 inches by 11 inches. I laid the fusible side facing the back of my outside fabric. I placed a scrap fabric over it before ironing so that the iron wasn't directly touching it. I'm not sure if the curtain fabric didn't work well with the interfacing, but it did take a while for them to stick together. I let the iron stay on one spot for a few seconds and slowly moved it around. Eventually the interfacing stuck to the fabric. I did this 5 times and cut the extra fabric around the edges. I lined 2 square pieces with the backs facing out. Then sewed one side with a 1/8 of an inch seam. I made a zigzag stitch along the edge whenever I sewed my pieces together so that the fabric wouldn't fray. I sewed another square piece to the other side, then another. Next I aligned the 5th square piece to the bottom. I pinned the corners first, then the middle part. Then sewed it. Minus the interfacing part, I repeated these steps for the inside fabric. Also, I left a big opening on one side of the square piece. Turn the bin that has the interfacing inside out so that the outside fabric is showing. Leave the inside fabric bin as is and place it over the outside fabric bin. Align and pin along the top edge. Then sew them together. Pull the fabric through the opening and tuck in the inside fabric. I sewed 1/2 inch along the top edge. Then I sewed the opening closed with a ladder stitch. Next I ironed out the wrinkles. I made 3 bins for my shelf, and here's how they turned out.